Okay, nice. Finally time for the Lattice training review. Last year in December I started training with the Lattice Performance Plan, and in this video I will share my thoughts on the Lattice training plans and if I will continue to train with them in the future and whom I would recommend it to and like the pros and cons. So the prices and requirements for the Lattice Plan I mentioned in this video could maybe change over time, so make sure to check out the Lattice website for all the newest information about their training plans. Also, I'm not paid to say any of the things I'm saying in this video. In this video I will just show you my opinion on my journey of 12 months training with Lattice and the Lattice Performance Plan in particular. For those who don't know Lattice Training, they are a company who make like training plans for climbers, from like more beginner or intermediate climbers to pros like Alex Honnold, for example, or Aidan Roberts. They offer different kinds of plans, like for example for bouldering, sport climbing, or a fingerboard training plan, which are normally 12 weeks or 24 weeks. And you also have a little assessment before to see what strengths or weaknesses you have. Or they offer the Lattice Performance Plan or Flexibility Plan, which also has coach support for like all the time. So you always can chat with your coach and change things. So the Lattice Performance Plan is like structured in 12-week blocks. So you start with an assessment like phase. So you have a lot of testing sessions with like where you train your where you test your finger strength, for example, or like your endurance. You like for example you do pull-ups and also like flexibility. So you really test all your strengths and weaknesses. And after that you also have a video call with your coach, so where you talk about what direction you want to go and what your goals are. So the plan is built around your goals and your needs, and from then you get your first 12-week training block. And it's not set in stone when you get the training, so if you have to change anything, if you go on vacation or you have like some other things going on, then you always can talk to your coach via the app to chat with your coach to change anything in your plan, or if you don't, or if a session is too hard, maybe you can change it, or it's too easy, you can adjust the plan as you go, and it's not like set in stone and you cannot change it at all. That's one of the best things, I think. To start a Lattice training plan, you have to be 18 years old and of course must not be injured, and you must have climbed 6B boulder in the last year and also 6B plus sport. And you need to be able to hang off a 20mm edge for 10 seconds at body weight. For the assessment or like the testing phase, you need, for example, a 20mm edge, a pulley system, and a pull-up bar and stuff like that. But if you want to know more about that, then just check out the website. I will make sure to link it down below. And there you can see all the requirements you need to be able to do or get a Lattice Performance Plan. Since I started with the plan last year, they have an app for their training plans, which is really nice. You have the chat with the coach, so you can like WhatsApp, you chat with the coach. You also have all your sessions in there and the plan, so you can organize your week. So you say like you can organize all the sessions you want to do on each day, and they have on the session they also have timers if you need them for like the specific session. So you don't need to like have an extra timer or set them yourself. You just have the timer for your sessions, like fingerboard training or something like that, which is really nice. And also they also have like videos that explain everything and like a text, which is really, really nice. But it also has like coach tips. So if the coach wants you to do the exercise a little bit different, or the different sets or something like that, they also write it down there. So it's really specific to your needs. If you write your coach, the response time is 1 to 3 days in the contract. So that's I think okay. It's sometimes you just get the message right away, or it takes a little bit longer, but I think that's perfectly manageable. When the 12-week block is over, you get a form where you fill out some things like how your recovery was and how your training went, and the goals for the next block. So your coach can again make your training plan and change some things up if your goals changed maybe, or your priorities changed, or you maybe work a little bit more than you like, or you want to train more, then they all do that and change that for the next block. But of course you always can change it in the block with chatting to the coach. And another really nice thing is that even if your coach is on holiday, then another coach takes over the chat, so you always have someone to talk to, or if you have any questions. That's I think very nice that you always have someone, or can contact Lattice to change something, or if you have any questions, they answer right away. Let's talk about what I think about if it's better to have a local coach or Lattice. I think the biggest advantage of a local coach is just that he can train with you and give you tips on technique and stuff like that, which obviously Lattice can't do as much. So I can send videos to my coach and say, what can I do differently? But it's just not the same as in real life. So it's nice that Lattice offers that, and you can send videos. But a local coach, I think, will always be better at that. But still, it always depends on your level. So if you don't really have a local coach that is good enough for your level, then Lattice is always, I think, better. But if you have a good coach, then I would recommend you to go to a coach. But I think the biggest advantage of Lattice over a coach is that they have this big database of so many climbers they've worked with, and the knowledge in this team is, I think, very good, because they have they train climbers for example, Toby Roberts, who is a World Cup climber, or like Olympian, or as I already said, Aidan Roberts, who climbed 9A or 9A boulders. So I think they have a lot of knowledge and how to build training plans. But on the technique side and stuff like that, and how you climb, then maybe a local coach is better. But in overall structuring your training plan, I think Lattice is pretty good at what they are doing. We continue to move on to some questions from you guys. I asked you in a YouTube post what questions you have about the Lattice training plan. And so here we go. Let's start with the first question. So how much feedback and real interaction do you get from the Lattice team? As I already mentioned, it's pretty good. I can always talk to my coach, and she also sometimes just asks me if I'm doing well or how the training is going, which is really nice. And I think the response and the feedback is really, really great with Lattice. How much of suggestions and feedback that they provided to you came as a surprise versus how much was already expected or known? I think I knew quite well about my strengths and weaknesses before I started the training plan, and didn't change much. But I learned a lot about different specific exercises, especially for bouldering and comp climbing, like how to train my power endurance, but also how to better train technique and stuff. So I think I learned a lot training with Lattice in the last year, about just training in general. Were there parts of your training that stayed the same even when you're working with Lattice, or did you completely change your entire training routine? So I think my training I had like a lot of the exercises I do now. I think some of the, so like half of them I already did before, but I think it got a lot more structured with the Lattice training plan, and especially over like in the bigger picture over a few months, I think it improved a lot. When I did it alone, I didn't have the knowledge to do that, and now like I have this goal, like the comp in a few months, and just the plan is building up to that, so my peak performance is there, which is like a thing I didn't know much about before, and like is, I think, very important. So yeah, that's, I hope that answered the question good enough. What weaknesses and strengths did they identify? I think I already knew that my fingers are quite strong, like on like a half crimp position on an edge, but I realized once more that my core is not very strong, but it got stronger a lot over the past year, but it was very weak back then. And also, for the first time in my life, I trained my legs specifically for climbing. So I didn't just do some running or like trail running or skiing, but I did like proper I did some proper leg workouts, which was new, but also I think very good for like dynos and stuff, which is really nice. And I also can make a video about it if you want, about this topic, like how to get better at dynos, because this is something I like got better so much in the last year. Okay, let's get to the next question. I'm getting cold, guys. I have the down jacket here, so if it gets any colder now, then maybe I just use it. Do you feel that 1 year was sufficient, or do you want to continue to work with them for a longer period of time? Related to that, is there a minimum amount of time you think is required to get a meaningful outcome out of working with them? So I will get later on that if I will continue training with Lattice, but I think you probably should train with them just half a year or something like that. There's a minimum amount of time you have to train with them if you commit to a training plan, because it does cost some money, and for that I think you should be committed like a certain amount. Like you shouldn't be just like, I'm climbing like once or twice a week and yeah, I want to get a little bit better. Maybe that's not the right like commitment. But if you really want to get better at climbing and want to commit a little bit more, then it's really nice. If you're able to say, how much money could one expect to pay to work with Lattice for this period of time? And are there any other variables separate from the length of time that might contribute to the cost? So I pay around 115 euros per month for the training plan, for the performance plan. And you also have like a fee for the assessment period before, like starting with the plan. But just check out the website for that, because it may change over time. So yeah, make sure to check out the website to be up to date. How much stronger you got compared to when you were putting in the same effort in self-structured training? Maybe explaining how or if you structured that. Also your subjective body feeling. Do you feel better in your body, the same or worse outside of climbing? Overall, I feel stronger as a climber, and I've definitely benefited from having the training plan with Lattice. And another thing which I also got a lot better is my technique improved a lot. I don't know that I can contribute that too much to Lattice, because I just trained a lot more and was more focused on my training and during my climbing. But if you are interested in more tips about how to improve your technique while climbing, then I will also make a separate video about that in the next weeks. So subscribe. But yeah, overall, yeah, I think it helped me a lot, and I know a lot more now about training and climbing, which is also a really nice thing. So if I would make a training plan myself now, I would have a lot more knowledge, but I still think, yeah, it's really nice. I still can learn a lot. As you maybe saw, I haven't said a lot of negative things up to this point about the Lattice Plan, and that's just because there isn't much to say negative to say about this plan. And I think the Lattice Plan is a really good option, but if you have a good coach that you have available and you can train with, then take the opportunity and do that. But if not, or if you really want a structured training plan overall, then Lattice is, I think, a really great option. Maybe some negative is sometimes that the app doesn't work in some area. Maybe the timer is just not correct or something like that, but I think for an app that is only 1 year old now, it's very good, and they always fix things very fast, so there hasn't been a lot of problems there. As you already heard in the whole video, I really like Lattice and their training plans, and I think it was really worth it. And I learned so much in the last year and became stronger in every aspect of climbing, and especially bouldering, because I focused on that. And I did a lot of things I haven't did a lot of sessions I haven't done before, and trained some things, yeah, I haven't really done before, because I never really touched weights before, so only for fingerboard training or pull-ups, but not other exercises with dumbbells and stuff, which is really interesting and was really nice, and I think it really benefited me. And I also always found that it was so time consuming to make a training plan myself, and it took so long, and then then I still wasn't satisfied with it. So it's really nice to have someone make my training plan for me, and so I don't have to think too much about it. So the overall structure, I don't really have to think about it, but I still structure my week and days in the sessions, which is still really nice. But I also can check with the coach and get her opinion about my plan and how I structured the week. So I will continue training with Lattice for the next year, I think, at least, and we'll see how it goes and how it's next year. Maybe I'll make another update video in 1 year's time. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you want to learn even more about training and climbing, then please make sure to subscribe, and also check out my newsletter down below. And yeah, for all those that are still here, I have another really cool thing, and that's that I created another YouTube channel with a friend, which is called Move with Motion, where we also upload climbing videos, and especially right now we have a comp going on in our local gym, which we take you with us on the qualification phase, which takes 5 weeks. So if you are interested in some more I'm so sorry, if you're interested in some more comp climbing and stuff like that, and even more climbing tips, then check them out. They are also in the description down below, or the YouTube channel is in the description down below. Yeah, so thanks for all you guys that watched the video to the end, and yeah, I really appreciate it. Now I have to get a jacket on because it's fucking cold. I hope I don't get a cold now. That would not be nice. Yeah, so bye guys.